welcome to Enquire to Choir. My name is Eva, and I'm finally back again to try to help you, fellow choir people. As you can see, the color of my face is the same as these walls around me, which means A, I don't have a good camera, which I hope you don't mind, and B, the summer break has been going on. Now the time has come to start thinking about the beginning of a new choir concert season. I suppose it's true that we choir conductors and choir directors are never actually on a break, because we always keep thinking about all the things we have to do the next season. But this year, one of my choirs has had an exceptionally early start. The first rehearsal was just a few days ago, which I handled a bit differently than previous years. So I decided to share this with you in this new video. I don't know about you, but I love the start of a new concert season. Everyone is hopefully rested from the previous concert season, which always ends hectically in my experience. But everybody's just looking forward to the new endeavors with the choir, and everybody's just happy to see each other again. It's also a chance to start fresh. If you have a bigger agenda with your choir, or you want to solve some issues and problems with your choir's sound in general, this beginning, and especially the first rehearsal, can really jumpstart the choir. Don't take it for granted. The first rehearsal of the new concert season sets the tone. The first rehearsal of the season is often either overlooked or taken too seriously. Some choir conductors think they can't do that much during the first rehearsal because the break has been influential. People are not back into work mode yet. Their stamina has declined when it comes to the vocal technique and breath, for example. I personally believe the break can do some good. All the things you tried to teach your choir the previous concert season can have the time to settle a bit better during the break. And if there ever was a time to try to correct some wrongdoings from before, when it comes to the technique, this is the time to start. Because it can take a bit for the body to remember those wrong ways. If you use this week time, you can slightly push the vocal apparatus in a better direction. However, it is true, the break is something to think about. So I don't really get when conductors try to do too bloody much at that first rehearsal. I know there are probably a lot of obligations to think of, a lot of stuff you have to do in the next rehearsals, lots of new music to learn, but as we know, we never have enough time for anything. So this one rehearsal will not make you or break you when it comes to all the things you have to do in the next few months. When should the first rehearsal be? Some of you just went, when? Well, we know when the concert season starts. And yes, that is true. Ideally, the choir knows at the end of the previous concert season when the new concert season starts, and they already have it in their plans. However, if this is not the case, my advice would be not to wait until the great majority of the choir members are back from their holiday and able to attend. If like 40% of the choir can be back from the first rehearsal, I say go for it. I believe that is more than enough for the first rehearsal. I know you may disagree, but hear me out. If the other 60% of the choir see that 40% of the choir already showed up and started working seriously, they will take it as a good thing. And they will try to arrive sooner, or when they arrive eventually, they will be more eager to perform. Of course, this means I do my first rehearsal a bit differently because I don't want to be wasting anyone's time, but hold on, I'll get to it. One more thing I have already said in the previous videos, don't do a choir audition before the first rehearsal. Do it after the first rehearsal. All the reasons why I strongly believe this have been explained in this video here. When it comes to the first rehearsal, my advice would be to first gather informally, casually. The members don't have to sit right away at their places when the first rehearsal starts. I don't think it's very necessary. Just take the time to gather in a more informal way. Give your singers time to talk to each other, to greet each other. They probably haven't seen each other in a while. This makes for a better energy. It's easier to see how the choir breathes after this break. And this way you can actually find out in a conversation if somebody's leaving, if somebody left, if somebody new is thinking of coming to the choir and is thinking about auditioning. I think this is very important, especially if you're dealing with an amateur or an unprofessional choir. When you start the official part of the first rehearsal, say hello to everyone. Please don't forget that part. Make your choir singers see that you're happy to see them again, that you were looking forward to it, and you are inspired by the new beginning. And it's a good thing to inform your choir if there were any changes. And they probably want to know what the general plan for the concert season is, so tell them. When it comes to what the rehearsal looks like, for any other rehearsal, I will point you to the video I made on how to do a choir rehearsal with the template. The video is here. But for the first rehearsal of the season, I suggest this template. First, speech exercise, then breath exercise, then vocal exercise, and repeating old music. Why speech exercise first? Because it can synchronize your choir to the same beat without them thinking of the right tone. It actually warms up the vocal apparatus and it makes the choir listen to each other again without the extra pressure of singing after a long break. I put the breath exercise afterwards because if you do the right speech exercise first, you have already dealt with breath. You have already put your choir through dealing with their breath without them being aware of it. So this breath exercise part should actually be part 2 of the breath exercise. The vocal exercise is here because it's mandatory. I completely agree. But I will just tell you this. Try to think of some new vocal exercises you can do with your choir. And try to think of some really helpful ones. If your choir has a certain issue, and it probably has because all the choirs have an issue, try to design a new vocal exercise which can help them solve it. I did that for this first rehearsal I mentioned and it worked wonders. Think about it. Finally, your choir should sing something old, some of the previous music they have been singing from the previous season, because I guarantee you it will sound even better than before. It will settle. And your choir needs to realize they still got the quality they managed to achieve the previous season, and the break didn't break them. No new music, you ask? No. Well, if it's not like really necessary, I will do that the next rehearsal. But again, just my opinion. And that's it. I really hope this video was helpful to you. Let me know if it was by liking the video. Like, you have to press the thumbs up button to actually like it. It's also the start of a new season here on Enquire to Choir YouTube channel. I want to say hello to everyone who subscribed in the meantime. It's a very small channel, but I'm very happy because people are finding it, and I think most of you found me while searching a particular term. So I hope these videos and this channel is helpful to you. And if you wish to talk to me, you can go to Facebook or Instagram, or you can email me. The comments are still turned off because it's a really small channel, so I don't want to be getting sub for sub comments. I want this to be a really helpful thing, and this is why I'm doing it. Thank you for being here and thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to the new season and good luck with your new choir season. Tell them I said hello and wish them all the best. Conduct well, conductors, and I'll see you next time, next week. Bye!